hopefully someone else or a few more people jump on. But if not, we're going to have a good time going through this as well. Kalila, my name is Andre Bryan, and I am with APB and Associates, and we are a provider of, I think, the most extraordinary project management training and certification class out there that's around and that's available. Ironically, I just got a notification that I'm looking at now from PMI, which is the governing body of project management, that indicated that we may be eligible to apply for some type of an award based on the number of courses and the successes we've had recently under APB. So I'm super stoked and excited about that. But with that said, Kalila, my job, along with Izzy and Renee and the rest of our team, is to make sure that we deliver great value to the students and the college for taking these courses. So we're partnered with the courses or with the college to deliver project management as well as a principal's course. I am going to endeavor to play the role of Crystal Brown tonight when we get the Crystal slide and introduce more about the college. But we've been teaching this course at the college since 2008. So it's been quite a while. The college has graciously hosted us for that period of time. And if Crystal was here, she would say, and trust me, she would say this, that APB and Associates has been a great partner of the college for all these years and the time, and she's pretty pleased and with the success. Now, here's the other thing to know, Kalila. One of the reasons that works extremely well, and Crystal is really pleased with the work, is that we're actual practitioners. You hear Izzy and I talking now about a project, leadership, sunk costs, money, the whole nut. We do this stuff from day to day. So it's not just instructors. And the college made a decision to not go with canned faculty, to bring experts in that do it, because they know that that truly enhances the learning. Your experiences, you're getting it right from people that do it and have done it from day to day, not someone is reading it out of a textbook and giving you, information. That's a huge benefit that the college has. With that said, I'd like to introduce my couple of partners here. I'd ask Izzy to say a few words and then Renee to say a few words. Izzy?
Hi. So yeah, as Andre mentioned, when we study this, it's very much like we have to tell you what the test wants you to say. But Renee is the teacher, but I've taken the class from her too. And there's what the test needs you to say, and then we need to give you this knowledge so that you can actually apply it to your career, so that you feel confident in it and that you're not just regurgitating information. What we did, I really liked the hot tub scenario that we did last time. It was like she played the customer who is very finicky and tells you all these contradicting things, which is completely normal. Like as Andre and I were talking about, we were on a project and we had really great project managers and everything, but leadership was so finicky about everything. It was a real case in how it really works. So it's beautiful. I've taken project management at master's level in college. I've taken one of these, was it $900 online courses? And then I still landed with APB and learned so much more. I think even the days where we were all groggy and it was like a Monday night and we were like, I can't process, we were still learning because it was so easy and real world, and it's community and we're laughing and giggling. And so it's really great. But yes, so I've done multiple different types. I'm one of those, I'm very honest. I'll say nothing if I don't have an opinion, or I'll tell you how it is if I really believe it. So from my experience, this really is a really fantastic program. And I do see the emails coming in from people that are saying how wonderful it is. So it's a good place to be.
Thanks, Izzy. And go to the next slide, and Renee, jump in.
Hi.
Hey.
Now, is it Kalila or Kalila?
It's Kalila.
Kalila. Okay.
Ooh, that's even prettier.
Wow.
That's pretty. So hi, Kalila. My name is Renee. I am usually the primary instructor at PG. And as Izzy said, we try to, I've done a lot of online learning over the years, and it can be very boring, but our class isn't. I don't think it is. It is one of my goals to make it not boring. We were very fortunate in the last cohort that we had during the summer, the one that Izzy was in, we had all women. So,
It was fun.
yeah, sometimes we got a little off subject, and we were in the space that we were able to do so. We try to have fun with it. We do. As Andre was saying, he gave you the description of the federal portion of project management. That's what I do on a daily basis. I am basically a federal program and project manager. And what I work on, it's the acquisition of large Navy ships. We have about 4 or 5, or really in and out about 5 in our profile. So I'm putting my hands on at about $10 billion worth of assets right now. Right. So kind of like what he said, the government will keep acquiring because there's no oversight. And then he's on the different end of that. So you get kind of in our courses, you kind of get the perspective of both of us, and the different ways that projects can be run. And we try to give you, kind of that realistic version of it. But at the same time, if there are things that are very, very important to the test and you have to learn how to, I always try to make sure that when we talk about taking the test itself, that, say, hey, you have to know this, you have to know that, your answers have to be conservative. We talk about no absolute answers. And then we try to finish up the material at least by the next to last class. On the last class, we spend time like going through a test bank as a class together. So, again, just try to do it from different perspectives where you get the book perspective. Sometimes we do examples. Last time we did a hot tub example. I was trying to have them step through buying a hot tub for my yard, and, acted like the very picky customer. I need to evolve that a lot more because it kind of came to the top of my head. But, we just try to do the best that we can to make it as interesting as possible.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the key to learning, Kalila, probably like everyone else, is that the key to learning is having fun. And the adult learner in particular has to be engaged and understand what the possibilities and the outcome of the learning is intended to be. So as adult learners, we have to expect and understand the outcome and how we can apply it to what we do. Kids learn differently. And their curiosity kind of suffices and takes them in one place. So we understand that, the psychology of it, as well as being experts in the space in the industry. So without more on us, share a little bit, Kalila, about yourself, why you're here, and why are you considering becoming a PMP or getting certified in project management?
Well, currently I'm employed at Metro. And I am a department administrator. I've mostly did administrative work all my work career. And I'm trying to get into something different other than administrative work. I know some parts of project management is administrative, like you have to but I'm talking about like the assisting people part of the administrative work. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking about project management for a very long time. And I was like, yeah, I really don't know. You really got to run a project to really, but I need to step out there. I need to do something different. I need to advance my career. So I am looking into going into project management and doing something different and advancing my career. So that's why I looked at project management, and that's why I am here today.
Excellent. Well, there's been thank you for sharing. There's been a few folks from Metro that have gone through the program, quite a number that have earned there, from drivers on to back office operations. And and the like. So we've had quite a few over some time that have done that. And then Izzy Metro is the WMATA, the transit authority
Mhm.
In the district area. So Deborah, how's it going?
It's going good.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you for joining us. You are right on time. We've talked all this great stuff about us and who we are. So you missed all the wonderful stories about Dr. Renee and Izzy and Kalila. But I'm Andre, and I'm the president of the company that delivers this splendid project management class through the college. And I kind of emphasize, and I'll double back as I go through the quick slide deck and kind of reiterate some of that stuff, Deborah, for your benefit. But stay off of mute for a second just to let us know a little bit about yourself and why are you considering project management certification?
Okay. Well, first, I'm from Jamaica, and I migrated.
Wait a minute. What part?
No. Let her keep going. I want to hear
No.
the
We gotta stop. What
You're
part?
not related. You're not related. Deborah's Renee is from Jamaica as well, so I think struck a chord there.
I'm sorry. You did.
That's fine. It's fine. I understand.
Yes, thank you.
I'm from St. Catherine, like Spanish Town side.
I was just there 2 weeks ago. My cousins live in Spanish Town. I went to Kingston. I was there about what was it, Izzy? Because I ditched them
You're
for
gone
class.
for Friday, exactly. You
That's
ditched
about
class
a
for
month. Yeah.
you ditched
About a
class
month
for a
ago.
couple of nights.
Okay. I'm sorry, Deborah. I digressed.
That's right. So, I migrated 2 years now, and I came up. I have a degree in HR, and I have been trying to figure what I want to do next, and I want to be more marketable because I've not been able to settle the way I was expecting to. So I have been trying to get into project management. I thought about it long and hard, and I know I did it as a part of my course, but I said, let me start here to refresh myself, and then I will pivot into the certification.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay. And you said you're working right now in HR, Deborah, as well as your degrees in HR, correct?
No. So when I came right in the midst of the pandemic. So the first job I could get, I took, and I'm still there.
Okay.
So I am not in HR. I'm in I'm a customer service manager.
Gotcha.
Right, in a home improvement company, and so it has been hard to get into the fields that I would like to go. So I said, okay, I've always liked project management, and I believe that it is something that can take me to another avenue that I've been trying to go.
Okay.
So I want to try it. So I decided to take the course.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Well, you both are in the right place at the right time, and we've done a few of these or a couple of informationals now, and they're always helpful to answer questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really go by the slides pretty quickly. I'm going to touch on some things that, based on what you've shared with us, that I think may be helpful in making your decision. And but based on just a little bit that you said, there's no doubt in my mind that project management and having that designation not only opens doors, create opportunities, makes it higher paying, give you a variety of places you can take your skills. You can align it with your existing degree or non-degree, as well as there's this huge push towards stackable certifications now. And the 1 or the 2 or the 4 year degree isn't enough. And with the advent of a lot of technology, it's those certifications that employers are really, really harping on and looking for. And if there's any interest at all in entrepreneurship, certifications is a great way to go because it demonstrates to potential customers that you are connected with what's really happening. You can apply the knowledge, whereas college, a lot of times with degrees, you gain a lot of the book knowledge, but the practical application of how to do the stuff is just not there. You're absolutely right. It's just kind of totally different. So now with that said, This slide just really is quick. You guys can look at it, but the transition from industry 3.0 to 4.0 right now, you just kind of think of where technology is going and everything. So Metro seeing some technology change, home improvement, retail seeing some major technology changes. And in that, there's a way that we've got to survive in these technology changes. Industry 4.0 is nothing more than saying, hey, post the advent of the internet or invention of this great thing called the internet, we no longer go out and look for information. You guys may do a Google search here and there, but if you look at what Google and all the search engines are about, it's really not about using it to go out and seek and find stuff anymore. It is really a way to gather data to push information to you. So we're in industry 4.0 where you don't have to think about, search for, or seek data or information. Technology has gathered all of that knowledge about you. Everything that you do is being collected, and the universe now knows what you want in advance. So it's all about predictive analysis, forecasting, etc. So as we move towards this revolution of industry 4.0, there is a culture of continuous growth and learning, which is at the heart of project management. Okay, so in order to be successful in this 4.0 in the future, you have to be able to have the skills. Now, I always love this slide because if you look at just a couple of years ago, look at what was trending by way of what the job skills were that employers were looking for, right? So employers were looking for people that can solve complex problems. And that was, hey, I want a problem solver. Kids coming out of college, hey, if you're going to intern with us, show us that you can be a problem solver and we'll hire you. Look at where that is now, right? Complex problem solving is further down the list. Deborah or Kalila, why do you think solving complex problems in relationship to Industry 4.0, and I'm going to make this a little bit of a classroom learning here to show you kind of what you get out of the class. Why do you think that's no longer number one? Why is that not as important for employers? Why is Metro not as concerned about whether or not you can solve difficult problems, but whether or not you can be analytical and you can look at data and analyze it? Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure the right answer. I think maybe it's because, I guess, can you ever really solve a problem? You can, I guess you can fix it or make it better, but you can't. And you can solve a problem, but I guess it's more of what you can do to make it better. Because sometimes, and it's funny because I was in training today, and I'm going to use some of the things that we learned in training today. I guess it's more of, it's not really important to fix the problem, but make the situation or the issue better, or think how you can, I guess, make it better. I mean, that's what I think.
I like the way you think, and you're heading down the right track. I love the way you think because the challenge is it's hard to resolve. Critical thinking and being able to resolve and come up with solutions to problem is very difficult. And when we have artificial intelligence and technology that can come up with the answer instantaneously all the time and be right all the time, what do I have to really focus so much on time with complex problem solving? There's technology, there's systems, there's artificial intelligence that knows how to come up with those. I need to be able to analyze data. And with the project management certification and everything is geared towards is really understand.
I wanted to add in the previous slide that he was talking about when he was talking about things with like, now we have artificial intelligence and, different technology that can solve problems. Another thing that the Agile method, right? So when Andre and I got certified with PMPs, we did the old school traditional method, right? A lot more heavier on the math and thinking and things like that. Now with the Agile method, what it stresses is that as a project manager, you have a team, you have a project team, right? And that's another reason why, you do, if you looked at the qualifications that were on the list, right? being a project manager, you are more of like a coach. So you have people that are going to help you solve these complex problems. So that even though it's a skill that is required for you to have, job wise, it's still where you have a team of people, you have subject matter experts, and you learn to use the people that are on your team or to guide them so that they can help come up with those problems. So that's something else I wanted to kind of add in there. Okay. So now we're talking about the certification as Andre. So what Andre was talking about here is why is PMI, right? Or why PMP certification. So this is a global certification. It is recognized across the world. Deborah, there is actually a chapter in Jamaica. There is a PMI chapter down there, just to let you know. I follow them. Yeah, I
But
follow
I'm
them
in the
online.
States, by the way.
You said what?
I live here in the States.
Yeah, but they still have one there. I follow them anyways.
Okay.
They're just letting you know that there's one there. Brazil, there's a bunch in Brazil and a whole bunch of other places. So this is a globally recognized certification. It is the certification. Right now, there's Google, there's other places that are putting out PMI or project management training, but it's not a PMP certification. Again, it is the standard. It applies to anyone who will help bring the project to completion, right? So it doesn't matter what field you're in. This can go to any whether in healthcare, transportation, I'm in the government, if you're in IT. And what it does, it kind of sets a baseline, even if you might not be familiar with the work, somebody that's hiring a PMP knows that you are somebody that knows how to manage a project, because the requirements to apply for the exam, you have to have the operational hours to do it. Right. And more than likely, sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not really a project manager. I guarantee you have the experience. It's just about the way that you write it to say that you are a project manager. And then what it does, again, because so many people are familiar with the certification, it's been around for decades now. People know that if you are a PMP, that you do know how to run a project. So you back, Andre?
Yeah, try me now. How's that? How do I sound? Pretty good?
Sound great.
All
Yeah.
right. I don't sound like I'm intoxicated anymore, huh?
No, you sounded like a robot.
Oh, no, exactly. Yeah, because I heard myself afterwards. So let's go to the next one here. And we're going to be pretty quick from this point, team. We jumped on a little late, but I do want to make sure we cover the basics and answer. The most important part is answer some of the questions. So why the PMP? Renee said it best. Izzy said it best earlier too. It's in demand, right? So you want to position yourself with a tool that makes you highly employable and makes employers want to look and seek you out. So there's going to be about 2.2 million new project-oriented roles every year going through 2027. That's a lot of positions that's going to require project management experience. Next slide. So now, what's the benefits? I always love to talk about the money, right? So PMPs on average, just point blank, plain and simple, make more money. There's a lot of organizations, especially on the private sector side, that the day you earn that certification and go in to HR, you can negotiate better salaries. I've seen it done with folks we've worked with, and it's made a heck of a difference. So the median salary is higher. The amount of people that are project managers and a whole scheme of global people in the workforce, the percentage is extremely low, which means when you have a high demand and a low supply, that means those that can supply the work actually get paid a lot more. So that's another big reason to consider it. Next slide. Now, one of the ways, and I love talking about it, Izzy mentioned how she enjoyed the hot tub opportunity. Renee does a phenomenal job of creating these real world scenarios and case studies in a way to actually engage ourselves with examples, things that we can relate to. I love to use I'm a pet owner, a dog owner, not currently, but I love to use the basic thing of building dog houses and things that are really simple that people can relate to as we go through in real world examples and case studies where we keep them simple and then we can build on that knowledge and then apply them to what you guys are doing. Next slide. Now, project management, highly sought after in government, education, private industry, as well as small businesses. And those are the benefits that, you know, you can bring to each of those industry sectors. When we talk private sector, Deborah, that's you. Government, Kalila, that's you. And then the cool thing about it is that you'll be in the classroom with people that cover every sector. And then your instructors have experience in every sector. So we can give you real world examples, but the great learning comes from your peers and others in the classroom. Not only is it a fun experience to kind of share ideas, but when we used to be face to face, I so enjoyed watching students exchange business cards, get to know each other, and network. We could do that electronically as well. And I encourage, and Renee and Izzy encourages everybody to do that. Next slide.
Yeah, we all connected on LinkedIn last time.
Yeah, which is really cool. So poor project management, I love showing this because you guys see this. You probably see this every day, or maybe not at WMATA, but every place else has these kind of a little shaking their head, right? Exactly. These happen at the transportation organization in DC just as much as it does the retail environment at any place, right? These are problems. Well, project management training is designed to help you overcome those by being able to do this. Go back to your existing employer or the new opportunity with these particular skills, especially to be able to handle and manage through a changing environment is one of the most sought after skills because things are ever changing. So if you've got the ability to do that and you learn that in the class, that's a great thing. Next slide. Okay, now there's certain requirements. If you have a degree, I heard Deborah say she has a degree. Kalila, do you have a degree, a college degree? Excellent. So for both of you, demonstrate that you've got 3 years worth of time leading projects. And like Renee said earlier, rest assured, you've got that time. Kalila, you mentioned, hey, I'm mostly administrative. I'm not leading projects. I guarantee you, based on how you write this and you research what you've done, you've led projects. And if you've not led, you've been in key critical roles within the project that you can highlight and demonstrate. And 36 months is not a lot of time. If you worked anywhere for any period of time, you've got well over that. One of the great things about meeting that requirement is we help you meet it. We help you write and give you insight and tips on how to demonstrate, because there's certain words and things that PMI is looking for when you actually put that application in to demonstrate that you meet the requirements. So you have to meet the requirements in order to sit for the exam, and those are the requirements. Now, the exam is broken into 3 different parts and 3 different what we call domains. 42% of the exam is based on people. This is your ability to lead and to manage people, to figure out scenarios that are people-based, where the project manager is running into some challenges. Projects are done through people using a process. So 50% of the exam is based on, do you understand the processes of project management? So they're run by people using a process, guess what? In a business environment. So 8% of the exam is, do you understand the concepts around various business environments, which processes to use and how to leverage teams and people in order to solve complex, challenging project management or issues of managing a project, okay? So you're tested in those 3 different domains. Now, innovative approaches. Today, there's so many different approaches to managing and running a project. You'll find companies do their own things. Industry like construction have a tendency to do certain things. Technology industry does something different. Transportation, retail, etc. So the great thing about this approach that we take in the class is, like Renee said, the industry, the learning is agnostic, so the industry really doesn't matter. But companies are trending more towards using Agile. And you heard us, Kalila, talk, Izzy and I, into deep conversation about Agile when we first started. Really, most organizations are trending in that way, government organizations as well. So this is a hybrid exam. The exam is on traditional, what we call waterfall or traditional project management, a lot of heavy planning, scheduling up front, and then a new approach, which is agile, and then a hybrid or 50-50 combination of both. Next slide. Now, if I were Crystal, what I would tell you is that there's courses starting with the principles course on September 12th, and then the PMP, I believe, is the October date. Am I right, Izzy?
Yeah.
The principles course, and then so what we suggest, if you don't have a wealth of experience and knowledge in project management, where you're comfortable with at least the basic terminology and some of the other things and aspects and approaches, it may benefit you, even though you have a degree and you meet the other requirements, to take the principles course, which will give you that basic foundation of what a project is, how to differentiate project from regular work and activities, because there's a difference. Learn some of the lingos of the things that you're going to get, and it definitely makes the onboarding of the PMP a lot easier if you take the principles course a couple of weeks before the PMP. If you opt not to, and you go straight into the PMP, it is not the most difficult thing to grasp, but it is a little bit more difficult, I would say, because some of the time of the things that we talk about in the principles, we don't have time to get into it within the PMP. So that's one thing to consider. In addition to that, when you bundle the two together, the cost for each is actually lower, right? So it's like getting two for the price of one or 1.5 when you actually look at doing the principles prior to doing the PMP and putting them together as a bundle. Third point, if Crystal were here, she would say that there's WIOA and different funding that's available that's actually offering scholarships right now that will cover the cost of the course. And she would say, drop me an email or let's have some dialogue or give me a call so we can talk about how to apply for those funds, what those funds are, and how it covers the entire cost to include the materials that you receive electronically, your PMP and everything else for the course, everything but the exam fee included in that. So I would encourage you to do two things. One, consider the principles leading into the PMP. We find that really helps in understanding the concepts and passing the exam. Two, definitely consider capitalizing and taking advantage of the scholarships and the funding opportunities that's available. If at any time you have some additional questions about any of the program, please reach out to us, and Crystal would be able to answer those questions. So Izzy and Renee, anything to add before we see what questions Kalila and Deborah has?
I would agree. Going into the PMP, studying for it, echoing. So I would say I came from an environment where I had heard a lot of this terminology. I was already very familiar with utilizing some project management software. So I was comfortable going straight into the PMP. Although if I had not been in that environment, I definitely would have wanted to take the principles so that I could hear it more, because it's like learning another language.
I can answer the question.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Renee?
So,
No, I'm
Sure.
sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Deborah. I'm sorry.
okay. So I had applied, I'm not sure which dates you're referring to would be better to go if you are trying to be comfortable with the course. But the one that I am aiming for is October 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the principal one?
The principles is on the 12th, the September 12th. That's the first one. And then the PMP will be the October 17th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
Deborah,
I'm
go ahead,
sorry,
Renee.
I was going to say, I mean, it is better if you have never heard the terminology to take the principal's class. So if this is something you're gonna do, you may want to go on ahead and contact Crystal, because she may, I think part of what Andre was saying might have gotten cut off. So what he was saying is that the college is able sometimes to provide financial assistance. And when you bundle the classes, it's better. So you may want to contact her to see if there is a way that, there can be some assistance. But as Izzy was saying too, is that if if it's to where you're just going to take the October class, it's still possible to do that.
No. I was of the notion that the October class was the one that was going to give me the foundational, then I moved to the other. That's what I thought. So it's the other way around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a question based on this slide that is here. So are you saying 750 is just separate, but 753 will be principals and then the regular class? So I can just call Crystal or email Crystal and say, hey, I want to take the 753, and that will cover me for principals and, okay.
Correct.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just nailed it, Deborah. That's exactly, I'm sorry, Kalila, that's exactly what it is. And if you wanted to, Deborah, just do the October for the PMP, then you would be looking at the 355 class.
Mhm.
Okay, but I do understand, but I kind of want to start from the basic into the PMP. So I'm going to speak with Crystal about that, but I don't have an email address for her.
It's right there on the screen. It's the Brown KA1@pgcc.edu.
Oh, okay, I'm seeing it.
And her phone number is there too. If you want to.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, any other questions?
I have one question. So earlier, Renee said that she usually teaches the class. So is Renee not teaching in September? Or?
She is.
I am teaching.
Okay.
The only day I won't be teaching is the first day, and it's because I have we're project managers. We have to travel to our projects. So I have a trip, quarterly trip. I have to go to Pascagoula, Mississippi, to the shipyards. To go and do what is called a quarterly program review. So I will still be teaching that week. So even though I'll be down there on Travel Wednesday, on Monday, Andre will instruct the class because of my absence, because I have to travel. That's my travel day.
Yep, so you're stuck.
Renee or Andre?
You're stuck with me. You're stuck with me, Kalila, on that first day. So good luck to you.
That's fine. And so the classes will be Monday and Wednesday, and this is in the evenings, correct? Okay.
Yeah, so the principal's class is Monday and Wednesday from 6 to 8. And then in October, when we roll into the full PMP class, it's going to be Mondays and Wednesdays from 6 to 9. Okay. That's okay, Kalila. We'll catch up.
It seems like a lot. It seems like a lot of classes, but trust me, that last class, you're going to be like, no, I'm going to miss you.
Absolutely. You may ask for a couple of more weeks.
All right. So how long is this? Both the September one and then the October. How long is it expecting to be?
So six sessions for the first one, and then 12 sessions for the second one.
Okay.
So you will make some really good friends.
We encourage that.
Yeah.
We encourage networking.
I have one other question. Well, maybe I have more, but would you say it is highly math based?
No.
No.
So the old one used to be, we used to have to go and calculate things like value stream and also earned value management, which we'll go over. But here we kind of touch upon them so that you have familiarity with them. But you are not on the newer exams, you are not required to do as many calculations. And even before, the calculations were not hard, it was just mostly either ratios, is basic addition, subtraction, but it wasn't, you would just have to know the formulas to do that. But now you're not required to do that.
Yeah, because nowadays you can get someone on your team to do it for you. You don't have to know how to do it.
I have another one. I'm looking at the courses, and I think I had originally signed it up for the 750. And when the person I was talking with stated that I could do both, which is the 753.
Mhm.
Yes. And I was telling her that I wanted to do the first one because I needed to figure out how I was going to pay for the course. She said I could ask my company to pay for it. That's why I kind of said, no, I kind of don't want to be tied to that company because I want to leave. So I somewhat felt a bit that I would do the 750, take a break, and then try to figure out how I was going to pay for the other course and then start that. Can something that be accommodated if it is there's no funding?
Sure. I would contact Crystal first though and see if there's some scholarships available. You might get a pleasant surprise, but if that is the case, that's definitely fine.
Okay.
Sorry, I have one more question. Or I have a question. I'm not gonna say one more because I might have another.
No
one.
apology.
No apologies needed, right?
So what is the lab fee? What is the lab? Is that the, I don't know, what's the lab?
That's a Crystal question.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's included. Yeah, it's all included in the cost though, but it's the way the school has to break down the cost internally. So it's an internal Prince George's Community College issue.
Okay.
And I think it's like their technology fee, because you know
Okay.
it costs them money to run courses on Blackboard. Like so the course that we do, it is synchronous, and what that means is that it's a specific time, and you'll be in the class, and I'll be in the class, and just like we're doing right now, it's almost like a real class except it's virtual. There are some aspects though, because since the course is run on Blackboard, you'd have to access Blackboard in order to get to the Zoom link. And then also some of the documents and such that we will provide are going to be housed on Blackboard. So that lab fee kind of includes all of those things. Yeah.
Other questions?
I was like, if you all have any more questions, you can email Crystal, you can email me. We're more than happy to be available and support you all. Even Deborah, you take the one class and you're waiting and then you need to get in touch with us or something. We're here to support you. Even after you take the course, Renee typically follows up with everyone, and like we just had a big email chain going celebrating everyone that just passed their exams. And so it's not a just one-time thing. We're here. I always type everywhere. I'm like, it's real people. We're real people.
Yeah, and I want to stress that point right there is that for me as an instructor, my I guess my level of success teaching you all is you all passing the exam, right? So I try my best to make myself available by email after the course is done and to check on people. And sometimes I'm a little aggressive with it. I'm like, okay, where y'all at? Who's scheduled? What you guys gonna do?
Exactly.
But instead of at that point, I'm not necessarily your facilitator instructor. I'm also your accountability partner. Because for us, the more of you that pass, makes what we do worth what we're doing. So yes, at that point, you might not necessarily be in contact with PG anymore because you finished the class, but we try to make sure that we're tracking you, that we know how you're doing. If you're having difficulties, we want to know. And even if there's things that we can do to do things better, or if somebody takes the exam and it wasn't what they thought, then you come to us and say, hey, we kind of, on my exam, I kind of have this, because we don't know the questions that are going to be on exam. We can't, that obviously that would not work well for us being facilitators. But if there's something that we did not talk about or we didn't stress, then we'll go back and try to make sure that we cover those things as well. Okay? We definitely want you to pass, and we don't want you all to feel like you're alone.
Yeah, well, because this is a life-changing certification. It really is. I mean, this is one certification gives you an entirely new career path. And when you submit an application and you have your resume and it says PMI, PMP on there, it goes through the scanner process. If you're applying for a project management job, like, you're automatically gonna rise up. It doesn't matter what else is on the resume. You got that on there, you're boosted up. And it is a whole new career. I don't think I could ever go back to another career aside from project management. I don't think I could. It's like, once you're in, and it is like a club. 'Cause the PMI chapters and all this stuff, it's a club that you speak a certain language with all of the other project managers.
Absolutely. Great. So the next step for you all would be to reach out to Crystal about the payment options and the scholarships that are available, and then see if any questions that you have. And like Izzy said, she and Crystal are available. Reach out to them if anything else comes up. So with that said, we really, really appreciate you guys jumping on, appreciate your time. And we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks or so in the class.
Want to say this. I do appreciate this time. I was a bit surprised by it, because I was like, why am I getting this? But then I had questions and just wanted to connect with someone. So this really, really was appreciated.
I have to ditto that. Thank you so much. It gave me so much more insight, and you guys are really, really friendly, and I'm really, really looking forward to doing it.
We're going to sign up. We're going to have fun. We're going to have as much fun as possible. I tell really bad jokes.
Right, exactly.
I'll find a
couple. And don't worry about it. I tell great jokes. So your night with me, you're gonna just be laughing all over the place. So thank you guys. Be safe, enjoy the rest of the week, and we hopefully look forward to seeing you in class.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.